Hey, give me 45 seconds to enlist your help with something. Garrison Hayes, friend of the channel, is a brilliantly talented and passionate young black creator who's trying to make our chaotic and too often unjust world a better place. He's nominated right now for a Webby Award, and with your help, he can win it. Voting ends tomorrow, and while Garrison right now at this very moment is hanging on to first place, the guy in second place, who I'm sure is a swell fella, has nearly 5.5 million subscribers. And Garrison is going to need a big final push and assist from all of you to win. So click the link in the description, then click vote under Garrison Hayes, click sign up to vote, and follow the prompts. Thanks for proving that community and unity are still powerful. And good luck, Garrison. Even before Donald Trump took office, I talked about the dangers to American citizens. Obviously, there were going to be inherent dangers to people who are here in an undocumented way. Obviously, it looked like there was going to be problems for people who are here legally, yet are not United States citizens. But there were few who were sounding the alarm like me. It's not like I'm tooting my own horn here. It seems to me very self-evident that this was going to be the case. But there would be very real danger to citizens of the United States. The thing that conservatives act like is a super special deal. We're all in a special club with the secret handshake because we're American citizens. None of this matters to the Republican Party, though. None of this actually matters to them at all. They don't give a single shit about being an American citizen. It doesn't matter to them. That's not the purity test. That's not what's important to them. What's important is what you believe, and if you adhere to the edicts of the dear leader, of the cult leader, Donald Trump. Whether you support the fascistic agenda of this maniac that is now president of the United States. As soon as ICE started rounding people up, they started making massive mistakes, detaining, sometimes at gunpoint, American citizens. And it happened again. Now an American citizen out of Boston returned from a weekend trip to Canada and was detained, was not able to leave, against his will, held as these jackbooted armed agents of the state demanded they go through his phone. This man is an attorney, and I think he's a Trump supporter. There's this little line from this article, and I'm going to play a clip here from Boston 10, the NBC affiliate in Boston. And he even says this line that's in this article. Here's the headline. Treated like a criminal, U.S. citizen said he was detained returning from Canada. Bachir Atallah, a real estate attorney from New Hampshire, says he and his wife, Jessica Fakhri, were stopped crossing from Canada into Vermont. And this is the line from this article that is alarming because you're not safe. Listen, Republicans out there, I know I have some of you watching here. If you think you're safe from the fascism, you're not safe. None of us are safe. I am less safe. Liberals are less safe. Leftists are less safe. Democrats, less safe. But you're still in danger. This is the line that you're going to hear him say at the end of this video that I'm getting ready to play. I really thought things would change after this administration. When we have Mr. Trump in office, things would change to the better, Atallah said. Things actually changed to the worse. You think? What would give you any idea, any inkling, any hint, any scintilla of an idea that things would be better under Trump? Things would be safer, more secure, that your constitutional rights wouldn't be trampled upon under a Donald Trump administration. Who are these people, and what happened to their fucking brains? What happened to all of the knowledge that we have about Donald Trump in his first term and everything he said since then? Watch this from the Boston affiliate of NBC, and we'll talk about this on the other side.
First at 11, it is a story you'll only see right here on NBC 10 Boston. A real estate attorney, an American citizen returning from Canada, says that he was detained without explanation. Thanks for staying up with us tonight. I'm Priscilla Casper.
And I'm Colton Bradford. Now, that New Hampshire man says he was traveling back from a quick family trip on Sunday when this happened. He spoke exclusively to our Jericho Tran about his experience. Jericho's joining us live right now with what he had to say. Jericho?
Yeah, well, Bachir Atallah tells me that he has been a U.S. citizen for over 10 years. But on Sunday, he tells me he was not treated like a citizen at all when U.S. Customs and Border Patrol agents detained him and his wife for several hours with no explanation, all while Bachir was experiencing a medical emergency.
Literally drove my car to Canada for the weekend, and on the way back I was treated like a criminal.
An unwelcome return home for Bachir Atallah and his wife Jessica on Sunday when they say Customs and Border Patrol officers stopped them at the border between Vermont and Canada.
He asked me, exit the vehicle right now, and he reached for his gun. I said, okay, I'm exiting the vehicle. Keep your gun at your waist.
Just hours before, Atallah celebrated Palm Sunday with his family. Now he was being arrested.
They handcuffed me. They twisted my arm.
It was like a shock for me.
A real estate attorney, Atallah says he's been an American citizen for over 10 years. He immediately started questioning why he was being detained.
Even if he asks questions, they say we don't know, it's the government.
Atallah started to feel sick and requested medical attention. This report, filled out by an EMS team, determined Atallah was experiencing high blood pressure and was at risk for a stroke. They say Atallah needed further medical attention, which he refused after he says Border Patrol agents explained what they would do next.
They're definitely going to escort me to the hospital and have an officer guard me and bring me back and start from zero.
Atallah says CBP agents requested to look into his email on his phone, which he denied them access to because of attorney-client privilege.
So I had to, under duress, give him permission to look through my email, through my privileged information, and he made me write a statement signed by me saying that I gave him permission to look through the email.
After several requests, Atallah says CBP agents called his sister Celine Atallah, who is an immigration attorney.
It started with the immigrants. It's coming to us Americans, and it's going to go after all of us.
After nearly 5 hours, Atallah says he and his wife were released. They are now pursuing legal action.
I really thought things would change after this administration, when we had Mr. Trump in office. Things would change to the better. Things actually changed to the worse.
Now, I reached out to the Department of Homeland Security and U.S. Customs and Border Patrol. They have not got back to me yet, but there's still a lot of questions in the air. Bachir needs to leave to Lebanon in just a couple days. He'll be there for a couple months, and he doesn't know what's going to happen when he tries to come back.
Again, I have less sympathy if this guy's a Trump supporter, because what did you think? But it should set off alarm bells in your head that if this is happening to Trump supporters crossing the border, American citizens coming back into their country, what do you think is going to happen to you as a Democrat, as a liberal, as an independent who doesn't support fascism? What do you think? A poll was recently done by the University of Massachusetts Amherst, and it appears as though people are waking up to that. Obviously, more Democrats, 60%. How concerned are you that Donald Trump will jail American citizens based on their political views? Very concerned and somewhat concerned, 60 and 26% for Democrats. Independents, over 50% are very concerned or somewhat concerned. Of course, Republicans, they're not concerned. This guy was probably not concerned until it happened to him. A lot of people need to find their tragedy before they find their empathy. And I think this is one of those cases. What do you think? I'd love to know. You can comment below. That'll help the algorithm to share this content with new possible subscribers and viewers, and that is awesome. I could use your help there. You can also call the voicemail line. Leave me a fewer than 3-minute voicemail at 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. If you want to help support this work, I would encourage you to do so if it's in your budget. If it's not, just make sure you're subscribed. That is plenty of support. But if you got an extra couple bucks you wouldn't mind throwing away, you can throw it my way. Become a channel member. Click the join button below for $2 a month, or you can go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. I'm on the social media just about everywhere at Dollemore, and I will see you next time. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another.